Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about types of LLMs and the examples. Large language models has different flavors that come up in the market, and we have seen huge progression from last year releasing OpenAI GPT-3 and GPT 3.5, and now GPT 3. Turbo, and then 3.5 Turbo and GPT-4, and so on. So there are many more models are coming up. So thinking to use LLM applications, you need to first deep dive into two types of LLMs that are available today for us. First, that is open source model, which is basically the models that are offering more flexibility for customization, has off the self models and giving you fine tuning options, can be smaller in size and do and also we can reduce the reduce to the cost to reduce or save cost in terms of business applications, commercial as well as non-commercial use for these open source LLMs. What are the examples and the companies that are available? We are going to look at some of these in detail, like Meta has released Llama 2, Llama 2, Llama 3. Similarly, Mistral has their own set of models, DVRX, which is by Databricks, and Dolly 2.0. So these are by Databricks, this is by Meta, this is by Mistral. There are many other open source LLMs that are available in Hugging Face platform as well, and which we are going to discuss later on in detail. There are some proprietary models usually offered as LLM as a service. So that means these LLMs are deployed in a server, for example, hosted on OpenAI server, and you are able to make a API call and inference from it, right? So this is how simply it works. You don't need to worry about deploying your own server and all those stuff, right? So some can be fine tuned for customization, some are not available for fine tuning. Restrictive license for usage and modification, so they are mostly restrictive. Examples of these proprietary models are Gemini Pro, OpenAI, GPT-3, GPT 3.5, GPT-4, Claude. Claude has different set of models, which is by Anthropic. So Claude has Sonnet, HiQ, HiQ, and Opus, right? So these are different models that has been released recently, and Microsoft Azure has again OpenAI based flavors. So these are some of the proprietary models that are available today for us. All right. So I was talking about GPT-3, GPT 3.5, GPT-4, and just yesterday and a couple of days back, GPT 4o has been released, which is a multimodal model. I'll talk about those type of models as well in some time. So you understand GPTs as generating and understanding text. We provide a prompt like write a tagline for ice cream shop, and it's going to give you response like we serve up smiles with every scoop, and GPT-4 based text generation. Similarly, it can do code generation, so you can generate and understand code. The code, let's say you are asking a prompt saying giving a customer column as customer ID, first name, last name, company address, city and country and postal code, and it says create a SQL statement for selecting customers in Texas named Jane, right? This is the prompt, and you are able to get a response select star from customers where the state equals to Texas and the first name equals to Jane. That's amazing, isn't it? So you are able to write a natural language input, and it is able to generate the query for it, right? So this is code generation. Similarly, we can use Python code generation, or Java based code generation, or Node JS code generation, right? Using LLMs. Then we have DALI, which is generating images for text prompts. So you can provide a white Siamese cat, and it's going to give you an image of a cat, which is DALI is an image based LLMs, or I would say a model that has been trained with huge amount of images, and it can generate images, so image generation LLM. Similarly, chat GPT, which is a conversational response bot, so you can type something like explain how electricity works to a kid who like dinosaurs, right? And chat GPT is going to create a beautiful answer for it, right? So this is how these LLM models are created. They have a particular modality, which is, let's say, if it is text, the text is one of the modalities, image is another modality, we can say, and speech is another modality. So if any of the models supports all of these together, or multiple modalities, basically multiple multimodal, so we can call those models as multimodal LLMs, right, which supports image plus text, let's say, right? It can be any other models as well, right? So with that, I think it gives you some perspective about different types of LLMs available and what they can do. So let's look at a quick demonstration. So I wanted to show that in in the websites of Gemini Pro, for example, or OpenAI, and how and what are the models that are available today for us, right? So the first one I would like to introduce is GPT-4o, which was just released a couple of days back, May 13, right? So today is May 15, and it was released on May 13. So this is a flagship model that can reason across audio, vision, and text in real time, right? This is an amazing feature that GPT OpenAI has released. So GPT-4o, which is basically a step towards much more natural human computer interaction, and it accepts as input any combination of text, audio, or image and video, and generates any combination of text, audio, and image output. So that's a great capability. Earlier, when you used to do let's say an audio to audio, that means the audio gets converted into text first, that text is passed to a GPT-4 model, that text generated by GPT-4, and then that generated text has to be again passed to another model which can do text to speech, and then you hear the audio, right? So that takes a huge amount of time and also processing ability, and also a lot of resources. So now they have actually built a model that can understand audio, that can understand videos, that can understand text, definitely. So this is how these multimodal models are built, and GPT-4o is one of the pioneer in towards great multimodal models, right? So GPT-4o, there are different text evaluation metrics that are available, like compares with GPT-4o. So you can see the pink one is GPT-4o, and then we have GPT-4t, which is there now almost 6 months, and this is a great model comparison to the other models available in the market. And so you can look at these the improved reasoning score in different benchmarks like MMLU, GPT QA, math, human evaluation, and so on, right? So you can see almost GPT-4o is as per 88.7% on-sort chain of thought MMLU generation and knowledge question answer generation, right? And then the next one is GPT-4 T Turbo, and GPT-4 which is the yellow one, which was released on almost last year. And then we have Claude 3 Opus. Claude 3 is the green one. The light green one is Gemini Pro 1.5, which is pretty much lower in all the benchmarks, right? So then we have Gemini Pro, Gemini Ultra, and Llama 3 400 billion, right? So there are different models that are available and coming up, and also in the future these models are going to be really a game changer in the AI. Gemini Pro is best model by Google, and it's basically again a natively multimodal model with an updated long context window of up to 2 million tokens. So the longest of any large scale foundation model. This also supports longer context. So 1.5 Pro introduces a breakthrough context window of up to 2 million tokens, the longest context window of any large scale foundation models yet, and it achieves near perfect recall on long context retrieval tasks, right? So you can have you can start building with 1.5 Pro. There are different versions, and there's again comparisons with 1.5 Pro, 1.5 Ultra, 1.0 Ultra, 1.0 Pro, and 1.5 Pro, right? This is like you can see the Pro versions are getting better in mmlu benchmark, right? So this is by Google, and great model. You guys can try it out here using Vertex AI or Google AI Studio, and request for an API endpoint so that you can use it in your notebook or anywhere else you want to try it out. The next model that I'm going to describe is about DBRX, so which is by Databricks, and very popular now, a powerful open source model. These are not is a SaaS model, I would say. So we can see this models are like competing with GPT 3.5 and Gemini 1.0 Pro, right, or Llama. So you can, if you look at these metrics here, it's around 73.7%. We just saw GPT 4o, which was around 88%, while DBRX was released last month, and it has got 73.7%, because it's an open source model, remember that, and it's really doing great if we compare with Grok 1, Mixtral, and Llama 2 70 billion parameter model. So it's great competition here, right? And yeah, so you can read about this from their site, about DBRX model by Databricks. The next model I'm going to talk about is Mixtral. Mixtral was released last year, December 2011, 2023. So it's an open source model again, and handles context window of 32k tokens. I didn't talk about context tokens yet, but I will be describing it later on when we go detail about the LLMs. So it shows a strong performance in code generation. It handles English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish languages. It can be fine-tuned into instruction following model that achieves a score of 8.3 on empty benchmark, right? So if you compare with GPT 3.5, Mistral is doing 70.6% with mmlu benchmark, right? And there are different other set of benchmarks where Mistral is performing well. This is again another open source model, and they have released 8 into 7b instruct alongside Mistral 8 7b, and this model has been optimized through supervised fine tuning and direct preference optimization called DPO, which is a RL algorithm for careful instruction following models, right? So this is about Mistral, and then we can talk about Llama 2. Llama 2 is released by Meta, and it's an open source, free for research and commercial use. So this Llama 2 is also getting very popular. In like you will find Llama 2 based releases in all the major clouds, like Google Cloud or AWS or Azure. With each model, you will be able to do find the model code, model weights, a README file, responsible user guide, license, acceptable use policy, and model card, right? So this is basically a Llama 2 is trained on 2 trillion tokens or words, and have double the context length of Llama 1. So Llama chat models have additionally been trained on over 1 million new human annotations. So this is great, open source model, which is pre-trained on 2 trillion tokens. The context length is 4096, which is 4k almost around, and there are different model sizes like 7 billion, 13 billion, 70 billion, depends on the how many parameters or tokens that is it is been trained on, right? So Llama 2 pre-trained models are trained on 2 trillion tokens, as I said, and this is the benchmark available with mmlu, and the performance of llama 2. There is a significant improvement over Llama 2 in Llama 3 version, which is to build the future of AI with Meta Llama 3. Great, description about Llama 3 model. And if you see this, Llama 3 has enhanced performance, and the benchmarks are quite high now. And you can see Llama 3 is in MMLU 5 sort, it's able to achieve 82%. That's great. Very competitive with Gemini Pro 1.5 and Claude Sonnet 79%, right? So this is very, very advanced model released last month by Meta. Okay, so there are a lot more models that are coming up, and also a lot many more models are available in the market. And I would expect all of you to explore more. You can download these models. If I just click on these download model option here, you can actually download llama 3 or llama 2 based models, or you can directly use it from Hugging Face, and build a notebook. Anyway, so this is like just for your understanding that these models are open source, can be freely accessible, can be downloaded on local machine. If you have enough GPUs, you would be able to start using these models, right? So with that, I would like to conclude about different type of LLMs, and the understanding about the different models in the open source, as well as paid LLM models. So I thank you so much everyone for watching this. See you in the next video.